welcome to the SideKick Power Hour. My name is Nakia, and I am here with Joshua R. Pangborn, the creator of Skeleton Crew, Demon Doctor, and so much more. Josh, welcome back. This is our 6th episode of the SideKick Power Hour as we count down to Season 5 of Skeleton Crew. Tell us a little bit about what we're in store for tonight.
Well, tonight we are about to watch Season 1, Episode 5, Jaw Dropping. It is one of our most popular episodes from Season 1. And before we do that, though, we have a very special person to introduce you to who you are all going to know and fall in love with when Season 5 comes out later this year.
That is so awesome. And speaking of Season 5, of course, if you are watching, we are counting down to Season 5. We will be having a musical episode this season, and we could use your support to help finish it. We need to make a studio-grade cast recording. I'll be in the studio actually tomorrow, and we have to pay for that studio time. So you can help us by donating, making a little donation to Venmo or PayPal right there below. Now, of course, every week we are here with two of our favorite members of the SideKick universe, Ashley Monique Menard. There she is. Yes. Tonight she's muted, and she is, you're muted. There you go.
Good, because I said happy Tuesday.
Definitely not Tuesday.
She is.
For some people in this audience, it is Tuesday already.
That's true.
Happy Tuesday, Richard. Happy Tuesday,
Carl. Here, Carl. Definitely a couple other people, I think. So
I love that you were playing the role of the blow up like sail guy, though. Yeah.
Rocky waving arm inflatable tube man. Yeah.
Right. And
I
then
wake up and before I do my mindful meditation, I like to just do a few of those. Just go.
Also a Muppet. So.
No, not what you guys do, because I'll just like. No. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Also, let's go ahead and get Stuart Kiczek in here. Boom, there he is.
Hello.
Yes. Hi, Stuart.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome back.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday indeed. And you know what? This is the happiest part of all of my Mondays. And we are excited to bring you another new cast member from Season 5 of Skeleton Crew. But before we bring her in, she does crack me up so much too. Before we bring her in, let's take a peek at what we're in store for when we meet her this season.
Just hurts. You know what I mean? There are days I don't even want to get out of bed.
Thank you, Ted. I really appreciate your opening up like that. But next time, please just answer the question posed to you so we can get through everyone, okay? Now, Steve, same question.
I'm 33.
Thank you.
Everybody, welcome Kristin Cantwell to the SideKick Power Hour.
Hello.
Hi, Kristin. Welcome, and it's great to see you. Why don't you tell our viewers at home a little bit about who you are and who you will be playing in Season 5 of Skeleton Crew?
So I am a New York-based actor, writer, and aspiring cat lady. Some would argue that I am an actual cat lady because I'm a little obsessed with my cat, but I only have one, so there's still room to grow. I'm waiting to assemble my feline army.
I love that.
I'm playing Pam, who has just moved to town with her husband, and she is, as you saw, she's trying to help people out. She is doing a little therapy. She's trying to make people good to go in this show.
A lot of things in our hands, though. I mean,
my hands are full. Yeah.
I think, I mean, especially because some of your scenes this season, I think, were with Ashley and Stuart, and we all know that Apolline and Anglicus have a lot of problems on their hands.
Yeah, but we just like to help.
What do you mean?
But what was it like working with Ashley and Stuart this season?
Oh, it's so not fun at all. Just never laughing. They're both wonderful. I mean, Ashley, I love you. we had a lot of scenes together, and walking in the first day, and I didn't meet Stuart my first day on set. I think I met him my second day.
I'm a straggler.
No, yeah, Stuart was in Vegas when you were there. So
Oh, nice.
I don't know what
What you were doing in Vegas, Stuart?
I know what he was doing in Vegas.
That was my 1 week of the year, every 2 years.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Not according to the internet. Kristin, how did you hear about Skeleton Crew, and how much of the previous seasons had you seen?
So I hadn't heard about it before, and I hadn't watched it, which was very sad because it's definitely right up my alley. I saw the casting notice for it, and I saw the character, and I was like, oh, that feels like a character that I would love to play, but is anyone going to consider me for it? And then I noticed that it said it was body positive, and I said, okay, well, let's give it a shot. And I got the information to do a self-tape, and I started watching from the very first episode, and I was like, this is an amazing show. It's diverse, and it's not stereotypical in so many ways. Like you always usually see, the fat characters are stuck in this little box.
Yep.
And this is not the case. These are just people living their lives.
And you mentioned the body positive nature, obviously, of the scene, but can you tell us a bit about the kind of body positive projects that you've worked on before? Yeah.
So when I was in college, I wrote a one-woman show called Confessions of an Invisible Woman. It was very dramatic, might still be dramatic. It was my senior project in college because I was told by my advisor that I would not work professionally as an actor until I was 40 and old enough to play someone's mother.
Whoa.
And Ashley's like, yep. And he was a fat man himself. And I think he felt he was giving me good advice and sort of guiding me in another direction. But, it sits in your head. And I decided to write this show as sort of I'm kind of a petty bitch. So I wrote this show, and I wrote that scene where he told me that, and I played him. And I did it in my college.
Where's the video of this? I want to see it.
Yeah, me too.
Well, then I graduated, and I took it to the DC Fringe Festival, and that's where the postcard was from, and I performed it there. And I became the towel girl. I was on the front page of the Washington Post art section, the Sunday art section, in my towel. And it was great. A lot of people came to check it out and were very into the body positive nature of the show.
Nice. And so what have you been doing during this quarantine?
It's me and a cat, like I mentioned. It's me and my cat. So not much. Cuddling my cat. There he is. That's Tom.
Aww.
It's Major Tom. So I basically trying not to annoy him. Because that could be bad since we're stuck together in an apartment. And then doing things like this and Zoom readings, working from home, things like that. Yeah.
Nice. And is there anything that you're working on right now besides satisfying Tom that you would like to share with us?
Julie Stavitsky. I love you, Julie. So yeah, I'm doing a virtual AIDS walk this Sunday, the 19th, for GMHC. This is my third year doing it. I'm walking with the Salty Bitches. This is their 16th year raising funds. Yep. This year is a virtual walk because of COVID. So if anyone wants to donate, the link is right down there. Yep. It all goes to help GMHC, and they really mobilized during COVID to help their clientele. So
that's really cool. Okay. Well, since this is your first time to the show, the way this works is we're going to play the episode. This is tonight. We are watching season 1, episode 1, Jaw Dropping. And so we're going to play the episode, and we will have it on screen, and you'll be on screen with us. And it's kind of like Master Pancake or a Mystery Science Theater a little bit. We're it's okay to chime in and say how you're feeling in the moment, which is true to your character on the show. So with that in mind, Josh, if you will cue us up here.
Absolutely. Original air date December 20th, 2015. So we're taking it back.
I remember
Make sure to tap the full screen thing on the right.
Yes.
There you go. Boom. Okay, here we go. Flashback. Oh.
That wall looks real good.
I don't think you've got the audio shared.
Oh.
So we're gonna take a pause for a second. So
you can do it, Josh.
That's okay. We're gonna remove this, Josh. What you need to do is you need to share it again.
I did it wrong,
and you gotta select that tab. While Josh is doing that, real quick, I just want to tell folks that this afternoon, Bear World magazine announced their Bear World house party, hosted by Big Dipper, with yours truly as one of the featured performers, along with season 5 new actor Tom Goss, who I sure hope we can get on the show sometime soon, as we are counting down to season 5, as well as my friends Benjamin Cole and Eddie Wayne, who y'all may know as one of the bartenders at Rock Bar. So lots of great performers up there. That's going to be happening July 25th at 5 p.m. Eastern. It's on their Twitch channel. It's a $10 suggested donation that will be benefiting some charities that Bear World Magazine has selected.
And this is all part of the weekend, I think, right?
That is correct.
By the way, you'll also have a chance to see Skeleton Crew at as well. So
nice.
Just as an FYI. So I think I did this right this time. This is what I get for doing things without Nakia there to hold my hand.
That's a really long arm.
Austin to New York. It's a very, very, very secure gift, though. So
all right. Well, here we go. Haywire G is yes, definitely.
Stuart, you can hold my hand. Other way. There we go. Oh my God!
I don't mean to disturb you. Not at all, Mrs. Howard.
Josh.
Ms. Howard, Mrs. Gaspar. Ms. Howard. Oh, you're still not married? Don't worry, my dear. The right young man will come along someday. Well, I don't want to take up too much of your time today, but I have a serious situation that I need to clear up. And since Eddie won't talk to me, I think you're the only one that can help. I'll help in any way I can. Excellent. Now, can you tell me if Eddie has ever been in your room? At night, I mean. I have a very important question, Ms. Howard. Which one is Eddie?
Oh, I'm Eddie, Mrs. Gaspar.
Oh, yes, of course, my boy.
Oh, that's some Compotech music.
He's been in my room at night, Miss Howard.
Takes me back.
And can you tell me how his underwear ended up in your room?
Ooh.
This is embarrassing. Please, Mrs. Gaspar. There's nothing to be embarrassed about. What did Eddie do to you?
I'll just keep holding them up.
Absolutely nothing. Then how did his underwear end up in your room? Well, these are mine, of course. I'm a bit uncomfortable telling you this, but I have an underwear fetish. I love underwear. It's always made my daughter a little bit uncomfortable. But they have Eddie's name in them. Well, yes, the things you find on the interwebs these days. Okay, well, maybe you could tell me what he was doing in your room at night. Oh, he is just the sweetest man. I suffer from night terrors, so he checks in on me at night. He does?
I do? Yeah. Yeah, I do.
Good work, Eddie.
Thank you.
He's such a genius. You're lucky to have him working here. We are, yeah. He's just the sort of young man you should be looking for, Miss Howard. I'm sorry for taking up so much of your day, Mrs. Gaspar. Come in.
Hi, Mrs. Howard. Oh, hey, Eddie.
Hi, Ethel.
You guys having a party in here?
Not quite.
What is it, Ethel?
Oh, sorry, Miss Howard. We need your help with something out here.
Please excuse me, Mrs. Gaspar. Eddie, can you please help her back to her room?
Yes, ma'am. Of course.
Thank you, Mrs. Gaspar.
Be quiet. I just saved your job, so you owe me again.
But
no, come by my room at the same time tonight. We'll talk about how you're going to pay me back this time.
But I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to sleep with you. I should have never listened to you or did this in the first place.
Well then, maybe Miss Howard really should hear the truth about your nightly visits. I didn't think so. I'll see you tonight.
Yes, ma'am.
Eddie, my boy, welcome.
Oh,
How
God.
much money did you bring me?
Juicy.
Oh,
Hello.
Aaron, this looks awesome.
Thanks. She always made it seem so hard. That's why we always ordered out. What a waste.
Well, it looks like all your hard work is paying off.
He doesn't have any syrup.
You don't have to call me Aaron. We don't have to be so formal.
Yeah, that's a crappy bed picnic. Come on.
Wrong.
It's amateur hour.
I mean, I would prefer.
Napkins.
I need syrup on my
Give
bacon.
it in bed.
Yeah.
You're so much more than that to me.
All of that stunt bacon.
Anthony!
What is she doing here?
She'll leave once she realizes Anthony isn't here.
I don't want to see her.
Where's Anthony?
Well, he's not here.
Oh, Hunter, the world is just so cruel. I know you can't possibly understand this because you lead such a sheltered life thanks to my brother, Anthony, and the fact that he pays for everything, but it's so cruel.
Get out, Veronica.
I don't know if I can go on after the way I was treated this Saturday. And Aaron, it's been almost a week. Don't you think you should come home instead of sponging off of my brother as bad enough Hunter?
It's been 1 week.
I pay my fair share, Veronica.
I'm sure you do, dear.
Time to go, Veronica.
There's not even butter on
pancake.
it.
Sorry.
Veronica didn't say,
You know,
where's
like
the
when I
syrup?
was
Where's
each
the
other
syrup?
lots of times, but
No
when
syrup?
I can't stop myself like a truth avalanche. Oh my God, Aaron, what have you been eating? You look absolutely massive. There I go again. See?
In the week since she's seen it.
Right. Yeah.
What's wrong, Veronica?
Oh, I couldn't possibly burden you.
Good. Go home then.
No, Sarah, we insist.
Oh, Josh, you look so cute in this shot.
Looks like a lost little boy waiting for the bus.
Right?
Mr. Gray.
Flashback.
Please, Veronica.
It's
Call
like
me Gavin.
drink,
This is
flashback.
I'm but a humble artist, the living conduit for the immortal abstract.
Well, Gavin, I think we'll get along fabulously.
The very air hums when you enter the room, Veronica. And do you know what I'm hearing?
Gavin, you found your Medea.
I hear it, and it's saying, "What are you wearing?"
What?
I gave you explicit instructions, do you recall?
I do.
And what were they?
You told me to dress like I wanted the part.
And this is how you demonstrate that you want the part? This is how you demonstrate to me that you could follow instruction?
Well, I didn't. I don't.
We're not off to a very good start, Vicky.
Veronica!
We're all very sorry, Pasty.
Please.
Mr. Gray.
No. Mr. Gray, please. I
Whoa.
need this part. I will do anything, please.
Come here. I suppose we could work something out.
Thank you.
Let's get started, shall we? Please remove your clothing.
Excuse me?
Whoa.
Your clothing? I know some women enjoy having intercourse with a bra on. However, when I make love to a woman, I prefer her to be fully nude.
He said,
a man.
We're not going to be having intercourse.
Then enjoy obscurity in the chorus.
That's not fair.
Women have a wonderful instinct about things. They can discover everything except the obvious.
How dare you? Writing me off with an Oscar Wilde quote? Do you have any idea who I am?
No. And thanks to your behavior, no one will either.
I love my cup too, Melody.
Veronica, that's horrible.
I know. Who's ever heard of a heterosexual theater director?
That's it, Veronica.
And that's not the worst of it.
Helen.
Gina, what are you doing here? Callbacks. Careful. He's a loathsome human being. He tried to make me sleep with him for the part.
Did you?
Of course not. That's not how truly talented people get the part. It's a curse I have to bear for being so beautiful. People can't see my inherent talent through my features. Thank goodness we don't have to deal with that burden, Gina.
You may go, Vicky.
Well,
Gina, I hope you took the time to follow my instructions.
You tell me, Mr. Gray.
Gina.
I know. Gina is a wanton harlot. Who knew?
I didn't think she had it in her.
Huh.
Poor Eddie.
Poor Eddie! Poor me! My best friend has stabbed me in the back.
Veronica, I think it's time for you to go.
Well, I'll catch up with
You
Eddie
ate all that
later.
bacon?
See, the progression of time.
Impending
All that
competition
bacon's
for
been
Gina
consumed.
to prepare for. Oh, and Aaron. Try putting the fort down long enough to come home, maybe even just for a night. We've got a lot to discuss. You've got a lot of explaining to do.
Me?
Yes, but don't worry. I think I can find it in my heart to forgive you.
Pancake is
I'm
coming
a terribly
home.
magnanimous person. Ask anyone.
I love Kat so much.
Calm down.
She said I look massive. There wasn't even enough butter in this.
Syrup.
Syrup. No, officer, I'm just sitting here in the park waiting to talk to a man about Shakespeare.
Paul. That's Paul, isn't it?
That's done. That's back-acting.
That is
Back-acting.
all back.
That's Paul back acting.
Some great acting.
Nice cameo by Mr. Paul and Jules. I noticed him by his keychain.
Whose place is this?
It's actually Jazz's place.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah,
It's the first and last time they let us use it.
where it was.
Oh my God, Josh, I never thought about that.
Remake the whole series?
Yes, let's just redo it. Let's just stop what we're doing right now.
Can we just move forward and like keep
Back to
doing
one.
back to one?
Awkward.
Yeah, it's could use a woman's touch. I think my sister-in-law Gina isn't exactly
Oh, Gina.
fashionable gal. I think she could be if she tried, though. Why don't we talk about why you're still in the closet in this day and age? I don't want to talk. I just want to.
That's that D.
I just want to.
Why don't we just talk for a minute? There's not much to talk about. Nothing special. Well, I think.
Tell us more. Tell us how you really feel.
This actor was very good at this role, I thought.
Yeah.
No, he's intense.
I'm a single sanitation worker. I live with my mother. And I drink 2 6-packs before bed each night.
Whoa.
What about that makes me special?
I don't know if that's a lot of beer because I don't drink. So
So, I guess we could.
I know some people that drink that much before bed.
Well, it makes you special.
Not a lot.
I mean, I'm just a guy who does what feels right. So mother keeps asking me why I'm not being a nice girl. And the guys I work with aren't exactly what you call fag friendly. Not that I'm a fag, you know.
I'm not gay. I just like the way it feels inside me.
Sounds like
Gee, I don't know, Yogi.
Sounds like you do too. Yeah. You could start with being honest with yourself.
I feel like "Shut Up and Kiss the Girl" from Little Mermaid should play right now.
Never smooth. He ain't got a lot.
You don't care what I'm saying,
Something about you don't trying, doing all you want. Keep or go somewhere else. La 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 la, don't be shy.
La 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 la.
Poor Ellen.
Oh,
What do you mean you don't have anything for me?
bitch better have my money.
But she wouldn't let me take anything.
I thought I was pretty clear. Are you that stupid?
You told me to bring you some money. I tried. I'm sorry.
These scenes made me very
You
uncomfortable.
can't bring me money. You have to bring me satisfaction in another way.
Please, Mrs. Gasper, somebody might come in.
And you better hurry. Unless you are hearing the truth about what you do to me at night.
Truth? That's not the truth. I didn't initiate anything. That was all you.
Eddie, sweet boy, that is what happened. Yes, but that's not the truth. The truth is what I tell your boss, because everyone knows you're a loser, an idiot, and a nobody. And I'm kind old Mrs. Gaspar. Fiora.
She's a mean pimp.
She straight up read him for filth.
But that's not fair.
You poor dumb head. Is it fair that you have to hide the fact that you love someone just because of the color of his skin?
No, don't play with my emotions. Background music.
Best friend, and then you have nothing in common with, raise a family with him. While the man you love is lying in a hospital dying alone, you have to mourn him.
It's the bear. That's funny.
Fairness isn't anything we can find in life, Eddie. It's just a lie we tell children to protect them from living, and it's so fragile.
Jesus, Josh.
Sounds awful.
Sucks, God. It's just plain shitty. You should thank God for the shape you are in. There's no way you'll make it back.
We swear, Josh has lightened up over the years.
Were you going through something at the time, Josh?
Life.
What do you mean?
Hell of a drug.
I had to give her my savings, or she'd lose her house. I'm a manipulative old lady, Eddie, but I'm not a monster. I don't
You kind of are.
daughter and grandson.
I'm trying to see what her robe says.
You really are a good woman.
Maybe.
Is
Now
she?
get down there and go.
Whistle while you work.
And we're going to take a quick break, I think, Nakia.
Okay,
Right.
that's a good time to take a break. We'll be right back after this commercial.
From the studio that brings you those really cool movies.
Disney.
No.
Netflix?
No. These guys. Once upon a time, there was a beautiful princess named Shaka. She was loved by everyone in the land. Her life was filled with adventure and fun. Everything was perfect until the day Blue moved in. Every little girl wants a dog, but not Shaka. Now she must learn how to share her life with that furball and all his fluffy friends. And those not so fluffy. Join the journey, filled with action, adventure, and a bunch of other stuff. is the life of Shaka.
And Blue.
And Shaka.
But I'm in it too.
But really, it's just about Shaka.
And Blue.
Okay, and Blue too.
Welcome back, everybody. That is Shaka and the Dogs. It is a new series that is available on YouTube right now. You can subscribe to their YouTube channel. Ashley just put the link in the comments below. I'm not going to try to read all of that crazy link off, but you can click it.
And this is by our wonderful friends at the Oblivion Films. They're helping us make The Art of Blowing It, which is a wonderful show created by Ashley, and should be out, I think, in a few weeks-ish, month-ish.
We're working on it. It's like a baby. You can't push until it's ready.
Well, and you know, over the weekend, I helped produce the new theme song for the show.
It's so good. Josh was dancing to it. Even when it stopped playing, he was still going.
I often dance to things that are in my head, so
very true.
Yeah, and speaking of The Art of Blowing It, don't forget that you can get your very own Emmy T-shirt if you would like one by heading over to TeePublic. There is an Emmy shirt for The Art of Blowing It. There is the COVID-19 masked version of the famous Hunter Anthony shirt, and as well as new Demon Doctor shirts. And then there's the unmasked version of that.
The season 5 shirt with our season 5, some of our cast members from season 5.
That's correct. And so you can pick that up at tpublic.com/user/sidekick productions. Or you can just search Sidekick Productions at TeePublic.
You can also get a classic Team Anthony shirt.
Team Anthony all the way.
Of course, you can also help by just making a quick donation over at Venmo using @Sidekick Productions, or you can paypal.me/Joshua Pangborn. Note, some people who have messaged me privately know by making a donation, you're not going to get to speak to Jay. So that's all I can say about that.
That's not the entry level perk.
Right. That's much higher on
it's
the
not
list.
on the list. It's not on the list.
Okay, so now, Josh, I got to ask, what's up with the audio in that scene between Hunter and Vinny?
Well, this episode features a lot of, well, not a lot, but several scenes which I actually filmed myself because it was unavailable for those days. And this, I believe, was the very first day that I filmed by myself. And I did not quite understand how to use our audio recording equipment. So unfortunately, I did not hit the right button and it did not record. So the audio that came was from the camera, and our camera at the time was a little older model. So the audio it picked up did not pick up so well. So some of the audio you hear throughout sometimes is mostly because I didn't know what I was doing. But again, as we all know, jumping feet first into the deep end. So
right. And speaking of deep, Eddie's storyline obviously really takes off this episode. Kristin, what was your reaction to seeing what Eddie's going through as a viewer? It's definitely one of the stranger stories going on in this season.
I am buckled up and waiting to see what happens next. I think that's all I can say.
Yeah, absolutely. Same here. And then, you know, this season obviously touches on a lot of things, but Ashley, this Veronica stuff with the director, the YouTube movement started in 2006, but this really took off in 2017. This episode aired in 2015. How does it hold up now, looking back on it?
Oh, I think it definitely holds up. I think that a lot of people know someone who may have been in a similar type situation or heard stories. So I think we've always seen casting couch type things in media. And so I think that when Josh wrote this, it felt very timely for him to write it. And of course, he's always ahead of the curve. So him putting that in there just makes total sense.
Absolutely. And Stuart, the Vinny scene, how realistic is that in 2020 that a man is hiding who he is? He's living in Queens. He's not telling anybody the truth. But you think we're still seeing people who are stuck in that spot?
people can definitely live in a social environment that inhibits them from being who they feel they are truly to themselves. Whether or not, a couple neighborhoods over, things are different, or, one town over, one city over, really depending on where you are and where you grew up, it's really different for everybody.
Yeah.
I would say that's one of my one of the things that really was opened my eyes about New York City when I visited there so many times working with y'all, is that despite you all living relatively close together in miles, that it's completely different just by a few blocks, even.
Yeah.
It's really mind-blowing to me. Obviously, living in Austin and growing up in Alabama, it's nothing like that at all. So, okay. So, any other thoughts, reactions to what we've seen so far before we get back into it?
Scandal.
Scandalous.
Scandal. He's got a mouse in his pocket.
Totally.
I know Ashley really enjoyed the wallpaper in the first scene of Fiora's office. She really appreciated that. I'm grateful because Ashley, I hung that wallpaper by myself, and I did such a good job, didn't I?
You did a terrific job putting that brown paper bag from Stop and Shop flipped on the wall. I love it. That's not what you use, but I would like that.
It is actually called reusable wallpaper. You tear off the back and you put it up, and then you just take it down. I didn't actually tear off the back because I didn't want to actually pull paint off the wall or anything, but it's called reusable wallpaper.
Josh, we have a question for you. How does it feel to rewatch season 1 now versus the very first time you watched it, and versus when you finished writing the very first season and very first episode? That's a very intense question.
It's actually really interesting because I feel like it's sort of a roller coaster of feelings right now with watching it again. Obviously, after the first season, I loved it. I mean, like, this is amazing. I've never done anything like this before, and it's so cool to see everything up there, people acting out my scenes. We made television, and this is incredible. And then I started to watch it with a more critical eye, and season 2 and 3, I'm like, oh my God, I did so much wrong. We did this wrong. We did that wrong. We did this wrong. Oh my God, look at the audio. I hate myself. I never want to watch this again. But then as I'm going through for this, and a couple people did even ask me, they're like, are you sure we want to start with season 1? Can't we just like jump to season 2? Like,
do the best of montage,
like season 3 even. And I'm like, no, we should start from the beginning because that's what it is. And then I'm redoing what I'm going through, and I'm doing a little bit of remastering with lighting and things like that, and color correction. And I'm watching, and I'm like, we actually, it's not. For some reason, I created this idea in my head over the past couple of years that season 1 was a lot weaker than it is, and I think there's a lot of amazing things about season 1 that I'm incredibly proud of. And it's not as strong as later seasons in terms of, especially technically, but I think that the story and everything is so much fun and so powerful. And my writing is also gotten a little less flowery and literary. I think that the audience appreciates that because I don't have everyone insulting each other with an Oscar Wilde quote anymore. So,
but the heart of the show was there from the get-go, or else we wouldn't even be here right now.
Right. That's right. We're now going to pick back up. This is episode 5 of season 1. Episode, of course, called Jaw Dropping. So stand by.
I know that bakery.
Hey, you. Hi. Sorry about earlier. I was with some friends. I couldn't get away. It's okay. I understand, I think. Bye.
Like I was buying pot for my drug dealer.
I need to get going home. I mean, Carla's probably worried about me. Carla? It's our fiance, my husband and mine. That's interesting. Yeah, she's really amazing. She's probably thinking about me right now. She's
just let's get that out right in the immediate introduction.
Here, tell me.
Whoa! Just grab you and take you in the back alley. Okay.
This is better. Better for what?
Whoa.
I've been wanting to do that since yesterday.
Same.
Really? Of course. I thought
Bet that's your problem. You think way too much, don't you?
Whoa.
You're not the first person to say that to me.
So stop it. Let's get a hotel room and I'll find something for you to do besides think.
Wait,
Oh,
a hotel room?
that's so 2015. Go get a hotel room.
You wouldn't like it. Frat boys
Aw.
are filthy creatures. You feel wicked uncomfortable.
I'd prefer that to a hotel.
It's a cost. Don't worry about it. I'll pay.
I think that's a bad idea.
Come on. I know
Here,
you think a
here.
lot.
Yeah.
Can I second that?
I guess. You're not my usual type, but
Whoa.
yeah. But I'm not just gonna jump into bed with you, okay? So why don't we just go and hang out at your place? Talk about books or something. Maybe another time. If we hit it off, then we can do something.
Nope. Sorry. It's not going to happen either.
Is there some reason you don't want me to come to your place?
Oh.
Come on, Anthony. Don't make me say it.
No, tell me.
A guy like you with a guy like me, it doesn't fit.
Ouch.
And how so?
I'm not looking for another relationship anyway. I'm already in two.
It's nothing personal. It's just I have an image.
You do. Of course you do.
You do.
Where are you going?
Home.
Get it.
Don't be like
Of
Let it
course.
be. Horatio, I am dead.
Let's
Wow.
not just about being the smartest guy in the room with the Shakespeare quotes. Grab the stick out of your ass and let's have some fun, Anthony.
Anthony.
Oh.
Could have been a contender.
So, this will do what I asked.
Yes.
How
sexy.
Oh.
Hey, that's some fine lawyering right there. Got you what you wanted?
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Paddington.
It was pretty hard.
Whoa.
Well, chicka bow wow.
Really? 2 times in 2 days?
Oh, come on.
I know you. I'm going to sue you.
Where'd you put the camera?
My intellectual property and put it in one of your.
Did you just lie it on the bed?
I did.
Josh just jumped into bed and was like, reverse.
Did you put the board, put it on the bed, angle it? You were like, that's good.
Just chuck him into the bed.
That word is not something that you can just toss around.
Yeah, I am. My back grows weary from all of the knives you've thrown in it, Gina. First Medea, and now this. I didn't steal anything, Veronica. I earned that part. Oh, of course you did, sweetheart. On your back.
Gina,
Whoa.
does this mean we're not having sex tonight?
Hold on.
You got the role of Medea over that loudmouth showboat.
Oh,
I'm on the phone with my friend from auditions, Apollina.
Apollina. My wife?
Your commercial.
Wait a minute, you know Apollina? How?
Is this a bad time?
It's not a great time.
Just great. You know my wife.
Oh, come on. We should. Oh, shit. We should totally do something, though. It's not every day that a girl like us gets to stick it to a girl like her. This is exciting.
Yeah, I'd like that.
Gina, what is going on here?
I'm never getting late tonight.
Are you home? Where are you?
More like a zoo.
Is this a bad time? Should I call you back later?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, my husband's here.
You didn't tell me you knew my wife.
I love how I cooked the cake and then I put it back in the box.
Me, at least you don't act like she is.
Gina, are you sleeping with a married man?
It's not the worst thing she's doing, Eddie. She stole data from me. I was more talented. I thought you were made of better quality than this. I thought you had some self-respect. I can't believe you're judging me for having sex. Oh, have all the sex you want, but have some self-respect.
Jiminy Crickets. Everyone please.
Jiminy Crickets.
Right now, and all I want to do is have sex with this woman so I can stop thinking about the fact that my lover and my wife are friends. Hey.
Take that, Titty.
Honey, I think you should leave.
But you can't tell me to leave because I live here too.
Actually, I can. And then tell him.
Aw, poor Eddie.
The cops, run.
Hey, how's your day?
Illuminating.
She's trying a new look. Good for Carla.
What are you reading?
Old, same old.
We'll bring you into
Living, loving, and learning.
Oh. Don't let me keep you.
It's okay. I'm in no rush. He's not going anywhere.
You didn't even open the chips.
What's this?
I just.
What's this? What's this?
Tell me.
And had Nakia been around, a song would pop out.
Right.
See, that's sound.
Hunter, Heron does not have a clue what he wants. He didn't when we were younger, and he doesn't now. All you can do is give him what you want and hope that it's enough to please him.
You've given this speech before.
Countless times to Veronica.
A little rehearsed.
Hunter looks so cute.
I think you should go back in there. Show Aaron the stuff that his master is made of.
Stop being supportive for 1 second.
So supportive.
I've got a book to finish, and Carla is keeping me company.
My 12th book of the day.
You mind if I turn on the TV?
On TV? For baby monitor?
A baby monitor would be great for Simon.
No, that would be really good.
Sir.
Can you open the chips?
Sir, I just don't see how this is fair or legal. I mean, this is my apartment too.
Until you can prove that in a court, this apartment and everything in it belongs to me. I've been made sure that your name is redacted from the lease. Redacted means taken off.
Is that possible?
I hope you're happy.
I hope you're never happy again. I hope you never find someone.
Oh,
wow.
Let myself go a bit, but I can get back to where I was. I'm a star. My director sees that, but you've always been a pathetic loser. It's all you've ever been. So my wish, there is a God and he believes in justice, that you don't die alone.
Oh. So sad. And then that mellow jazz comes in.
You're a bitch. I like it.
Yeah.
You get back in that bedroom right now. And I don't want to hear you
Oh.
talk until you're screaming my name.
You get it, Gina. You get what you want.
Yeah. You know what? Maybe it's worth it. Maybe it's Maybelline.
Bravo.
More.
Next week. We got to get Rochelle in here.
Wow. That is some sexy sex.
Mm-hmm. Night.
That's Night at the Docks.
Oh, that's some sexy sex.
Okay, so that was the 5th episode of Skeleton Crew Season 1. You are watching the SideKick Power Hour. My name is Nakia. This is Josh. There's Ashley Monique Menard. There's Stuart Kiczek. And our special guest this week is Kristin Cantwell. Don't forget that you can help support Kristin Cantwell by in her virtual AIDS walk by going to ny.aidswalk.net/Kristin Cantwell. And that will bring her much joy as well as her cat.
Do it for Tom.
Please do it for the cats.
Do it for the cats.
And you're going to see a lot of Kristin in season 5 coming up later this year. So we're really excited for all of that.
Me too. Let's get to our final thoughts of the evening.
So Nakia, I have to start with you then.
Okay.
Because there's already been some comments about it. Any musical misfires this weekend? this week on the show?
I think that actually one of the things that makes the early seasons so charming is the musical misfires, and I'm now that I'm rewatching it, because when I first binged this, I binged it as someone who was about to go act on the show, and so I really wasn't paying that much attention to the idea that I would be doing music long term. So now that I'm rewatching it as somebody that's actually composing for the show, I think maybe what might be fun for season 5 when I start working on it is giving it a little bit more of this original kind of musical vibe put in there. Yeah. we just want to get the sexy sax player guy just to burst into the room.
I just want some vaudeville piano. Is that too much to ask for?
Not at all. Stuart, there are many scenes in this episode that Josh was actually the one behind the camera. What was it like prepping for him for this task, like prepping him for the task, given he had no experience behind the camera? And more importantly, how much did you cringe when you saw the footage?
That's I don't think any of this information is admissible in court. I think we should look forward. It's neither here nor there. It's everyone did the best that they could at the time, and that's about that.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I appreciate all the lessons Stuart gave to me, though, because it was really helpful.
Yes, I get. He saw how I operated on set. I was still at the time, even the best of scenes that I felt really functioned in season 1. It was still a learning process for me. Just had to tell people to do things, and ask people things, and act like you weren't annoying them by saying, "Let's do that again. Could you do it a little differently?" Even though that was great, it wasn't perfect. Did I say it was perfect? Okay, it was kind of perfect, but let's get a little more perfect. So. It was a learning process for me. It was a learning process for Josh, and we eventually got to a point where I think there was more of a mutual understanding about how to operate a set for a day.
So one of my goals with the show, especially in season 1, I really wanted to set out to make a show that was sex positive. I thought where people weren't shamed for having sex, especially women, because I think that so many shows talk about women and the idea that they are sexually active, being that it's a shameful thing. It's promiscuity is terrible for them. But I think it's a little difficult a line to walk with Gina. I mean, Ashley, how do you think the series succeeds in this area? Do you think there are things we should have done differently, or do you think it accomplishes that task?
No, I think it totally accomplishes it. When I watch it, I think through the lens of I played a character who that was her friend. So when I look at it in a very different way of, "Tu, Gina," like little Polly in the back. But then again, like she only meets this chick at an audition. But sometimes when you go to auditions, like you've been to someone and you think, "Oh, we'll be friends," like you start talking. So whenever I watch it, I look at it through that lens. But look, everybody, like a lot of people cheat, period. And I think that you having a cheating arc in there is great, and her being like, "You know what? I want what I want. I'm going to go for it." Is it necessarily right?
Right.
I'm not to say, but does it make for good TV? Fuck yeah. So,
Kristin, this is the second episode where we meet Horatio. The first time he was very sweet and seemed very interested in Anthony, but now we find out he's ashamed of people knowing the type of person he's attracted to. Do you think society makes it challenging for someone who isn't plus size to admit they are attracted to plus size individuals?
I'd like to say no, but I think that it's gotten better as the years have gone on, but I think that there's definitely some of that still out there, unfortunately. Anyone that's been on a dating app knows
sure
there are some definite jerks that are out there and that are just looking at looks only and not the whole package. And I think that hopefully people will get over that and know the fact that you're there for the whole person. You're there for the entire person and what's inside, and that's who you're having the relationship with. And hopefully someday we won't have to have these questions. It'll just it'll happen.
Stuart and Ashley, how do you feel about that? You feel the same way?
I think everyone's got a specific type, and I think that some guys like thick girls, and some guys like really tiny girls. And I think the same thing goes for guys. Like, I know a lot of bears that get a lot of action and are very popular. And I mean, I think like I've definitely I mean, it's a slippery slope. My dating profile is full body shots. I want you to know what you're getting. I don't want there to be a surprise of, oh, I'll even send you my fucking reel so you can see I got the beauty that moves. Because I don't want to show up on a date and someone's like, you look so pretty in a picture, but now you're like moving. You're not, so that's my 2 cents.
Okay, so earlier we asked folks who are watching, how did they find out about Skeleton Crew? Some folks have chimed in. Let's see, we have somebody here, Richard William James. He found out about Skeleton Crew by searching for bear movies on YouTube.
Nice.
Factoid, random factoid. The reason I was cast on season 1 of The Voice was the casting agent was searching for best singer in Austin and found me. Yeah. And then I think somebody else said earlier, I saw this earlier, they said, I found it on Tumblr. Yeah. Rest in peace. So Tumblr was so good, and then Verizon got involved.
Tumblr is a big reason why people know about the show, because a couple people who were friends of us, they shared the trailer, and that went around, and it was
and
a great
suddenly screen caps and GIFs are popping up, and then you just what's this? Oh, hey, that's a show. Wait, where can I see that?
Right,
and it tumbles on.
Well, what else is tumbling on is this show. We are done for this evening. This is the SideKick Power Hour. We have
just got here
and PayPal down there. We really could use, if somebody's watching right now. I grew up in Alabama. I used to go to a lot of church revivals, and it was very charismatic churches, and the preacher would be like, now God just told me that there's somebody in the audience that's got $50 that they're coming down the aisle to put in the bucket. So tonight I'm just going to say, I know there's somebody out there that's got $50 that wants to donate. I believe in you. And we will be back here next week, just like we are every week, Mondays at 8:00 Eastern for the SideKick Power Hour with myself, Josh, Ashley Monique Menard, Stuart Kiczek, and we, of course, are so happy that you join us every week. And if you have not invited somebody to watch this show with us, what a great time to do it right now. Start telling your friends to come and watch this show with us. Tell them to go watch the first 5 episodes now, and then with us on Monday of next week, and they'll be caught up, and it'll be great, right?
Next week is the mid-season episode. It's halfway through season 1, so
wow. It's
all right.
So
fast. That's very exciting. So with that, we are going to say goodbye. We will see everyone next week. Our new outro put together by the one and only Joshua.
Thank you, Kristin. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, guys. Oh, good to see you.
And we're looking forward to meeting Pam in season 5, and we'll definitely have to have you back before that. Yeah. So we'll see you next time. Bye bye.